I don't normally do videos where I'm like actually doing stuff, so that's what I'm going to do today, kind of. I'm going to do a little bit of video. I'm actually cooking today, which is something I really like to do. Especially I like making French food. I'm going to be making Julia Child's boeuf bourguignon today, which, if any of you have seen the movie Julie and Julia, the sort of pivotal scene where Julie is cooking dinner for Judith Jones. She's cooking for Judith Jones, and she decides to make boeuf bourguignon, and you watch her cook it. It's kind of one of those signature dishes. There's a glare on my screen from the window. I was trying to figure out what it was. Anyway, for those of you who don't know, Julia Child's recipes are notorious for being a little bit fiddly and complicated. Now, what I'm going to do is eventually I'm going to do a video where I break it down and simplify it for you, but what I'm going to do today is go over the ingredients that you need. And basically all that you need is 3 pounds of stewing beef. Beef for stew. I don't get the tenderized ones because it looks like hamburger meat and that freaks me out. You need 1 sliced up onion and a sliced carrot, and because I didn't have carrots today, but I did have a surplus of baby carrots, I just used baby carrots. And you don't want to slice them so that they're round like this. What you want to do is slice them so the pieces are horizontal. Now, I made the mistake of accidentally dicing my onion instead of slicing it, but, you know, I figure I'll be okay. And it's, of course, the tip that they give you in the book is to dry the meat with a paper towel, which is exactly right because you want the meat to brown. And the bacon, the recipe itself calls for a hunk of bacon that you'd probably be able to get at a butcher's shop, but since most of us don't live, you know, in Belle's Enchanted Village, I just get extra thick cut bacon or butcher's cut bacon from the grocery store and cut it into pieces. I actually use scissors. So that's what you need for the literal meat of the stew. Oh, you also need beef broth, not chicken broth. Of course, I just use the generic brand. This is from, Safeway. That's what I use. And then you need red wine. And I usually end up using the whole bottle, and I get something called Pinot Noir's Reflection, just because it's usually always on sale at the wine store near my house. So that's what I use. And then you also need, for like some sort of accompaniment dishes that also go into the casserole but don't go into the oven, you need, what do you need? Pearl onions and butter, so the leftover red wine and leftover beef broth, and then you need basically butter and mushrooms. I'm not going to go over all the steps to do today because, like I said, today is more of a vloggy video, but eventually I'm going to go over how to actually make the dish, just because it looks way complicated, but the reality of the matter is that it's actually not, once you kind of break it down, figure it out. And the thing is, that was Julia Child's whole premise, was that this was a book for servantless American cooks. And the fact of the matter is, you can do it yourself. Even people who don't think they're good at cooking can probably manage it somehow. Recipe following is super easy, especially Julia Child, once you figure out how to read it. Like normally, if you ever looked at a recipe before, it has all the ingredients on top and then the instructions. Julia Child has sort of instructions on the sidebar next to the ingredients. So you don't know exactly what the ingredients you need are until you go through the entire recipe. And with recipes like this, where you not only require ingredients for the stew, but also other recipes that have other ingredients, you actually have to go flip back and forth between pages to look at what you need before you can even start, which is a little aggravating. But quite frankly, I love cooking. My favorite dish has to be mushroom risotto. Now, a lot of times I like to cook with wine just because it means you have a little left over to drink while you're cooking. But unfortunately, in this recipe, you're basically going to use this whole bottle. Now, this bottle is, alright, they don't say how big it is. Wonderful. Whatever. Normal size bottle. But you know what? It's cool. I'll deal. Anyway, let's see. My mom's going to come home today. Eventually, we're going to work on a crafting project. Tomorrow's my day off. I'm so excited. My friend was supposed to come down from New York. She's visiting New York from Germany. So basically, my friend's coming from Germany, but no word from her. Oh, and on Sunday, I have my first ever hoop dance lesson. I don't think the instructor would want me filming during the lesson, but if I learn anything interesting, I'll take some video. I'm going to ask my instructor at Pole next time if I can record myself a little after class or before class, just so you can see what I'm up to. Not that it's any good, not that it's any interesting, but, I figure I want to share, because that's what I do. I'm an oversharer. I'm a bloggy girl. Oh, and by the way, I'm wearing work clothes today, which you may never see again. But it's good. It shows exactly what size I am. If I roll my shirt up, this is how big I am. I'm not a skinny mini. I have a 32D bra. I have a 29-inch waist. I went down an inch, and I have a sort of 38-inch hip. So basically 38, 29, 38. So I'm pretty proportionate. Kind of an old school industry style 6, but sort of. I've been seeing a lot of positive body image stuff lately, which is great. But I've also been seeing a lot of sort of body hate. So I thought, I'd share my measurements because, I'm not woman's ideal standard, but I am a normal girl. I'm your average girl. It's what size I am. In stores, I wear anything from a size 12 to a size 0. I have stuff in my closet from the most random of sizes just because for some reason everyone in the world needs a different size chart. I bought a skirt today in a size 10, and I wore a skirt the other day that was a size 2. So I really don't know what size I am, but I'd say for most things I'm a size 6 or 8 or a size medium, large, and top because I apparently have a chest that I never knew about. Anyway, I just got my sleeve wet, so I'm going to end this little blog here. And leave me comments, notes, suggestions, send me messages. Be sure to subscribe to my channel, like my videos. It really, 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 really means a lot to me. It makes me happy in the membrane, and that's a wonderful thing. So, I will see you guys soon.